Once upon a time, in the village of Dengi, there was a girl named Aisha. She lived with her stepmother, Zainab, who treated her very poorly. Aisha's mother had passed away from an illness, and her father, Musa, had married Zainab, not knowing her true nature. Zainab was cruel and wicked, pretending to be kind to Musa and Aisha, but secretly harboring ill intentions. Zainab was jealous of Musa's first wife, who had been loved and respected by everyone in the village for her kindness. Zainab wanted to take her place and have the respect and wealth that came with it. To achieve this, Zainab devised a plan to get rid of Musa's first wife by poisoning her. After the wife's death, Musa, feeling lonely and needing someone to care for him, was seduced by Zainab and married her. Zainab became pregnant and had a daughter, Fatima. She started to show her true colors, treating Aisha even worse. Aisha was forced to do all the house chores, while Zainab spoiled Fatima and made Aisha's life unbearable. One day, Zainab became furious when she discovered that Aisha had forgotten to fetch water from the river. Zainab's anger boiled over and she beat Aisha mercilessly. Kai? Aisha, how many times must I tell you to fetch the water? Zainab shouted. Her voice was filled with rage as she struck Aisha. Aisha, bruised and tearful, pleaded with Zainab. Please, Mama, I am so tired and I forgot for a moment. I didn't mean to. Her voice trembled with agony, but Zainab was unmoved. I don't want to hear your excuses, Zainab yelled, pushing Aisha out into the dark night. Go and fetch the water now, or you will face worse. Aisha stumbled through the night, crying uncontrollable. Ya Allah, why is my life so hard? She wailed, her voice echoing with despair. What have I done to deserve this? Her cries were filled with heartache and a deep sense of injustice. As she made her way to the river, Aisha encountered an old woman struggling with a heavy load of firewood. Despite her own exhaustion and the pain from her recent beating, Aisha helped the old woman. Please, let me help you, Aisha offered, her voice still quivering with sorrow. The old woman, touched by Aisha's kindness, thanked her and gave her a piece of gold as a reward. May Allah bless you, child, the old woman said. Aisha accepted the gold with a heavy heart and continued on her way. At the river, Aisha saw a group of beautiful mermaids. Though initially frightened, she approached them, and the mermaids asked her why she was fetching water at night. Aisha explained her situation, tears streaming down her face. I was beaten and forced out of my home, she sobbed. I don't know where to go or what to do. The mermaids, moved by her kindness and suffering, asked her to dance and sing with them. Aisha danced, her tears mingling with her movements. As she sang with a voice full of sorrow, the mermaids rewarded her with 3 sparkling stones, their eyes reflecting sympathy and understanding. When Aisha returned home, Zainab was waiting for her. Seeing the gold and stones, Zainab's jealousy flared. Aisha, what have you done now? She spat, her face twisted with anger. Despite Aisha's attempt to explain, Zainab, filled with rage, forced her to leave the house. Please, Mama Zainab, don't do this. Don't do this, Aisha cried, her voice breaking with every word. I I have nowhere to go. Where will I sleep? What will I do? But Zainab's heart was hard. She shoved Aisha out, and Aisha, in utter despair, cried out, Ya Allah, why is this happening to me? What will I do now? Her cries filled the night air with profound sadness as she packed her meager belongings and left the house. With no place to go, Aisha slept under a mango tree near the market square. She cried herself to sleep, her sobs echoing in the stillness of the night. How will I survive? She whispered through her tears. The next morning, Aisha sold the gold and stones and used the money to buy a new house and start a successful business. Prosperous and respected in the village, while Zainab and Fatima's fortune dwindled. The villagers began to talk about Aisha's success, and Zainab, filled with bitterness, decided to take drastic measures to reclaim her lost status. Zainab instructed Fatima to visit the river, hoping to replicate Aisha's success. Fatima encountered the same old woman and refused to help her, only to take the gold that fell from the woman's basket. At the river, Fatima met the mermaids but refused to dance or show kindness. Instead, she tried to take as much treasure as she could without regard for the mermaids' rules. The mermaids, angry at Fatima's greed and disrespect, cursed the gold and stone she had taken. When Fatima returned home, she and Zainab discovered that the treasures had turned into mere sand. Their situation worsened, and they faced poverty and disrespect from the villagers. As Aisha continued her journey of success and kindness, she heard about Fatima and Zainab's plight. Despite their past cruelty, Aisha felt compassion for them and wanted to help. She approached them, offering support and forgiveness. Zainab, seeing Aisha's genuine kindness, began to reflect on her actions. She realized the errors of her ways and understood that true wealth came from kindness and humility, not from greed and deity. As Aisha and the villagers worked together to rebuild their community, they learned important lessons about compassion and the consequences of envy. Zainab and Fatima slowly began to change their ways, seeking redemption and rebuilding their lives with the help of those they had wronged. And so, the village of Kaunerdengi became a place of harmony and mutual support, where kindness was valued above all else.